All right, good evening, my dear viewers. How are you guys doing today? I believe you're doing great wherever you are. So, guys, I want to quickly talk to us about the press conference, World Press Conference that was held today by the JOS Joint World Press Conference that was organized by the JOS and Robos of Warri Federal Constituency, held today, concerning the delayed implementation of the Warri Federal Constituency Delineation Report. You know, this is not the first time such a conference is being held. Before now, last year, this same conference was held here in Warri, and informations were released. The grievances of the people was sent both electronically and physically to INEC for them to act on. But INEC refused to act on it. INEC refused to pay attention to the grievances of the people. INEC refused. Now we have converged again, still seeking for the same thing. Implement the Supreme Court order delineation reports. INEC, is that too much to ask for? Is that too much to ask for? What we are asking for is not something that is not legal. What we are asking for is not even something that you need to forge, come up with maybe a pseudo idea and try to please us. We are not asking for anything from you, INEC, other than do what you are expected to do. Implement the Supreme Court order delineation reports. That is all we are asking for. You did not give the order for a fresh delineation to be carried out in Warri Federal Constituency. You obeyed the Supreme Court's order to an extent. Why? If you actually obeyed it to an extent, why are you scared of completing that instruction? Why? You cannot obey the instruction of the Supreme Court to an extent and leave the most important part out of it. It is better you did not even engage in the delineation exercise, for you to engage in the exercise and refuse to implement a report you wrote yourself. INEC, like what one of the speakers at the press conference said, the past INEC chairman was a coward. We never knew this one was also a coward. You are a coward. Because nobody will tell me that the presidency is the one that is fighting INEC, is the one that is trying his best to prevent the implementation of the delineation report. I will not look at it in that direction, because Mr. President knows what will happen when it comes to injustice against the Ijaw people. Mr. President knows very well. We don't just say things. Mr. President knows that the peace and stability in the Niger Delta region is the handiwork of the Ijaw people. And today, which factor is holding the oil, our oil facilities? What has led to the improvement of our oil production? The increase in oil production that has enhanced our economy? Still Ijaw people. So, Mr. President, I don't want to believe that you have a hand in this, even though I have a number of reasons to believe it, because your wife, Senator Oluremi Tinubu, is from Ishekiri. So it is possible for her to influence you in the other room just for you to do the bidding of our people. But like I said, I don't want to see it from that direction. I want to attend to this issue from a very holistic perspective. I don't want to drag Mr. President to it, even though his body language presently is showing some sign, but I will give him the benefit of that. And I still don't want to believe that the NSA's office has a hand in this delay in implementation of the report. I still don't want to believe it, because even the NSA, just like the president, knows the security implications of not implementing this delineation report, or imposing on the people, the Ijaws and Robos of Warri Federal Constituency, a political structure that has already been condemned by the Supreme Court. NSA should know. I have said this times without number. One thing the German cannot tolerate is injustice. We cannot tolerate injustice. In any form it comes, we must face it head on. We must face it head on. So I don't want to believe the NSA's office has a hand in this delay, because the NSA also knows the security implications. Because when you take the right of the people, do you expect them to fold their hands? When you take the rights, the fundamental rights of the people, you have pushed them to act in a way that will not even go in line with the Constitution. Because if you were following the Constitution, you would have implemented this report. So nobody should come and blame the judge or the robots by the time we carry out civil actions or carry out civil disobedience in order to push our agenda. Nobody should blame us. Nobody should blame us. You cannot come to profess, or you cannot come to defend a law that you yourself you are not abiding to. You're not abiding to the law. If somebody breaks the law and you're coming to enforce that law, you yourself, are you abiding to the law? So when we stop every electoral activities in Warri Federal Constituency, and maybe the presidency or the NSA's office will send military to see, you kill all of us. You kill all of us. That is the only way you succeed in imposing a already condemned political structure on the people. That is the only way. When we all are no more. And of course, you know that you can't kill all of us. You know. So, Mr. President and the office of the NSA, the job people have called on to you. We have called on you. The robots have called on you in several locations. But it seems you yourself, the NSA and the INEC chairman, are playing a deliberate game on the jobs and robots. Like I said, I still don't want to have the mentality that Mr. President has a hand in this. But then, on the other side, I still want to believe that Mr. President's body language, or he has a say in this. Because if the President orders the implementation of the election report, which follows the law, by now INEC would have implemented it. So, Mr. President, you cannot abandon this entire process and say, INEC, it is your responsibility alone, so go and do it. When INEC fails to obey the constitution of this country, it is your duty, Mr. President, to enforce that constitution. It is your duty to prevail on INEC to obey the constitution. So, Mr. President, you cannot tell me that you don't have a hand in this, you don't want to be part of it, or the NSA cannot tell us that this is not a security matter, you don't want to be part of it. This is a security matter. As a matter of fact, this can cause breakdown of law and order in Delta State and even the Niger Delta region at large. If this if the delegation report is not implemented, it can lead to the breakdown of order, law and order in Niger Delta. So this has to do with security. So you cannot tell us that because INEC has been saddled with the responsibility of conducting electoral activities, so you don't have a hand in it. Mr. President, you have a hand. If a commission established by the federal government has decided to take the laws into their hands, to disregard the constitution of this country, with which they swore an oath to be in that commission, then it is your duty, Mr. President, to prevail on these people, to obey the decision of the constitution. It is your duty. So you cannot shy away from it. So your, how do I say, you not attending to this issue, you not prevailing on INEC to implement the report, is what is making a lot of people believe that you're already dancing to the tune of your wife, Senator Oluremi Tinubu. Even though I still don't want to believe it. But Mr. President, you are giving a lot of people enough reasons. Your silence has given a lot of people enough reasons to believe that your wife has an end in this whole thing. Yes. This is not Tinubu's family. This is not Tinubu family affair. This is not Lagos State. Mr. President, this is Nigeria. And you cannot run Nigeria as though it's your family affair. Your wife cannot come to you and tell you not to implement or ask you not to support the implementation of the delegation reports because it goes against our people. You should tell her that this is not a matter of Tinubu's family. This is a national matter. It is a national matter. Except you want the total breakdown of law and order. Except so. We have screamed for a very long time. Implement the reports. Elections are fast approaching. Warri Federal Constituency is still folding our hands, while other constituencies in Delta State are gearing up for the coming elections. We are just seated here with no hope of being voting or being voted for, because there is no existing political structure in Warri Federal Constituency, and without a political structure there cannot be representation. You cannot send anybody to represent you at any level when there is no defined political structure. The old 10-word structure was abolished by the order of the Supreme Court. And since then, Warri Federal Constituency has been there with no structure. And it is the responsibility of INEC to implement the structure that is contained in their reports. They conducted the exercise. And I know that it is normal that scrutiny will come, petitions will come here and there. But INEC, you have taken more than enough time to peruse those petitions, to go through, to scrutinize those petitions and come up with your final decision. It has taken longer than expected. So you can't tell us that you are still carrying out some administrative process. No administrative process is required at this point. We are telling you that if you fail to implement the reports, there will be no election in Warri Federal Constituency. There will be no election. If you like, just think the judges and robots are just making noise. By the time it will happen, you will know that we are not making noise. You will know that we have the capacity to shut the entire country down. And we will show it. We will show it. Because we will not fold our hands and allow you, INEC, and other characters, political characters, to treat us as though we are second-class citizens in this country. We are not second-class citizens. We are not second-class citizens in Nigeria. We have our rights, the same way others have theirs. You cannot organize a law to favor a group of people and then you leave the other part at a disadvantageous position so that we don't get anything. For what? For what, Mr. President? And INEC Chairman. This matter is not a matter that we are even supposed to be overflogging. But INEC has made it linger for a very long time. And at this point, our people are angry. Our people are angry. Now look at our fathers and our mothers who have, since this issue started, been the ones advising with the youth to keep calm, not to react, even though we have every reason to react. Our fathers and our mothers have been the ones calming us down. They have calmed us down for a long time now. And look at what INEC is still doing. Now they have come out. Our fathers and our mothers have come out to say they are tired of calming us down. They are tired of pleading on behalf of INEC and the federal government that they are now taking off their hands because they are tired. As a matter of fact, they are not just going to take off their hand, they will join the fight until justice is served. This is not a joking matter, INEC. This is not a joking matter. And don't think that we just love to organize a press conference. That's why we're organizing a press conference. That's a lie. We don't organize press conference just for the purpose of, okay, let people know that we're organizing a press conference. That's a lie. When we organize the press conference, it's for a purpose. And INEC, we have tolerated your excesses for a long time. We will not tolerate it any further. We will not tolerate it any further. Because with what is happening in the political space, there is no way a citizen of this country whose rights are being violated on a daily basis can be asked to obey or abide by the laws, the principles that governs the country. No. When you trample on the rights of a citizen, you are invariably telling that citizen to react in a negative way. Because if the law cannot support me, if the law cannot protect me, then why am I obeying the law? If the law is not being used against me, why am I obeying the law? If the enforcer of the law is now going against the law to attack me, why will I obey the law? Why will I obey the law? So by the time the judge and robots will react, nobody should come out to say you have disobeyed, you have gone against the constitution of this country, you have done XYZ, because we are not going to accept it. We are not going to accept it. And Nigerians, you should know, what INEC is doing is illegal. This delay in implementation of the delineation report is illegal. We are not asking you to come and do us a favor. We are only asking you to do what the Supreme Court has ordered. Do what the Supreme Court has ordered. So INEC, why are you joking with us? Why are you joking with us? If you like, implement it. If you like, don't. But we are assuring you one thing, that if by the time elections commence and you have not implemented this delineation report, INEC will tell you that we will not allow any electoral activity in